Hello, good afternoon, my friends. Today, I'm going to start with the unit 14 of the system Interchange 1 5th edition. I'm talking about with the adjectives, comparatives, and superlatives. I'll be back. Okay, continue with the vocabulary, the unit 14 of the system Interchange 1 5th edition. Vocabulary, height, nouns, hot, geography, pure, beach, strip, canal, birds, continent, exists, desert, get down to, here, get up to, the falls, respect, forest, high, in the summer, in the war, in the Americas, on the planet, on the sidewalls, island, lake, mountain, ocean, river, valley, volcano, waterfall, work, distance, measurements, degree, Celsius, Fahrenheit, square kilometers, meter, square mile, pound, other, airport, auction, feeder, fine, million, planet, air pollution, population, quest, tower, winter, adjectives, clean, cold, crowded, did, dry, far. Expression, talking about distance and measurements. How cool is in the winter? It gets down to degrees. How hot is in the summer? It gets up to degrees. How far is from? Is about kilometers. How big is? X square kilometers. How high is? How high are? How deep is? Heat meters deep. Making comparisons with countries is larger or is larger than. Which country is the largest in the world? Russia is the largest country. Which country is more crowded or is more crowded than? Is most crowded country in? Okay, I'm gonna start with the principal expression with the adjectives, comparisons, and superlative. Is a continue with the rules. Continue with the adjectives, comparisons, and superlative. In the first option is large. In the second, larger. And the three, largest. Is the very change when you use a different nouns and adjectives. That depends with the quantifiers is the three, more, or one nouns. In the example 3 is the usage when comparisons 3 or more things. For example, largest. Okay, is the follow with the rules when they use adjectives, comparisons, and superlative. In the first rule, use the definite articles. For example, the largest country. You don't forget the principal articles is the. The is a option, the articles. Second rule, when the adjective has only one syllable and two syllables ending in Y. Use the plus adjective plus S plus noun. For example, the longest river is the use the articles is the D, and the long is the adjectives agree S. Plus noun is river. Continue with the next example. D is the article. Pretty is the adjectives, and S is agree when they use two syllables. Plus noun. What is lake? Is a noun. Continue with the rule 3. When the adjectives has two or more syllables, use the most adjective plus noun. For example, the most crowded country is the principal use most. You don't forget that is a principal rules. Continue with the book. I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Unit 14, Interchange 1 5th edition. When in the first exercise, word power, places around the word. You need to classify or organize is the alphabet with the different words. When you wanna see this exercise, you touch here and display this option. Okay, this is a principal answer. And this exercise, you need to check these different pictures. Is the principal pictures is the ordinal with the alphabet. And the first beach is I. The third is the letter E. The fourth, the letter is F. Hail, the letter is D. Island, I. Lake, the letter is H. Mountain, the letter is A. The ocean, the letter is I. The river, is the letter C. Valley, the letter is B. Volcano, the letter is K. And 12, waterfall. The letter is G. Okay, continue with the next exercise. Okay, try to find the famous example for each item in the part A. A famous beach is Shiramara Beach in Japan, and the Sahara is a famous. Okay, the beach, Waikiki, Copacabana, Mahu, Desert, Sahara, Atacama, Gobi, Forest, Black Forest, Sherwood Forest, Hill, Capitol Hill, Bunker Hill, Beverly Hills, Island, Puerto Rico, Java, Hokkaido, Lake, Michigan, Superior, Bike, Mountain, Aconcagua, Everest, Linjaramaru, Ocean, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, River, Amazon, Rhine, Mekong, Valley, Silicon, Lorraine, Dead, Volcano, Cotopaxi, Igna, Pinatubo, Waterfall, Angel Falls, Iwaku Falls, Niagara, in another option. Okay, continue with the conversation. Conversation 2. If you want to practice this conversation, listen and speak. Is the technique shadowing.
Unit 14.
Unit 14
It's the coldest city.
is a
Page 93.
Page 93.
Exercise 2.
Exercise 2.
Conversation.
Conversation.
I love quizzes.
I love
Part
quizzes.
A. Listen and practice.
This is one of the best airline magazines I've ever read.
This is one of the best airline magazines I ever read.
Oh, look, a quiz. Our world. How much do you know?
Oh, look, a quiz. Or work. How much do you know?
Oh, I love quizzes. Ask me the questions.
I love quizzes. Ask me the question.
Sure. First question. Which country is larger, Mexico or Australia?
Sure. First question. Which country is larger, Mexico or Australia?
I know. Australia is larger than Mexico.
I know Australia is larger than Mexico.
Okay, next. What's the longest river in the world?
Okay, next. What's the longest rivers in the world?
That's easy. It's the Amazon.
That's easy. It's the Amazon.
All right. Here's a hard one. Which country is more crowded, Malta or England?
All right. Here's the hard one. Which country is more crowded, Malta or England?
I'm not sure. I think Malta is more crowded.
I'm not sure. I think Malta is crowded.
Really? Okay, one more. Which city is the most expensive, Hong Kong, London, or Paris?
Really? Okay, one more. Which city is the most expensive, Hong Kong, London, or Paris?
Oh, that's easy. Paris is the most expensive.
Oh, that's easy. Paris is the most expensive.
Page 93. Exercise 2. Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. How many questions did Steve get right?
So let's see how you did on this quiz. The first question, which is larger, Mexico or Australia? You said,
Australia.
and you're right. Both are large, but Australia is larger. Next, what's the longest river in the world? You said the Nile. Sorry, that's wrong. It's the Amazon.
Oh, of course. I knew that.
This next question I didn't know. Malta is more crowded than England.
So I got it right? I remember hearing that Malta is the most crowded country in Europe.
And finally, you said that Paris is the most expensive city.
Yeah. And it is, right?
Sorry, Steve. Actually, Hong Kong is the most expensive of the three.
Really? Wow. I guess I didn't do so well. 2 right, but 2 wrong.
No, come on. You did okay.
The answer is he got 2 questions right. I'm gonna check this answer. Continue with the exercise 3. Grammar focus.
Page 93. Exercise 3. Grammar focus. Comparisons with adjectives.
Which country is larger, Australia or Mexico?
Australia is larger than Mexico.
Which country is the largest in the world?
Russia is the largest country.
Which is more crowded, Malta or England?
Malta is more crowded than England. Malta is the most crowded country in Europe.
Adjective, comparative, superlative.
Long. Longer. The longest.
Large. Larger. The largest.
Dry. Drier. The driest.
Big. Bigger. The biggest.
Beautiful. More beautiful. The most beautiful.
Crowded. More crowded. The most crowded.
Expensive. More expensive. The most expensive.
Good. Better. The best.
Bad. Worse. The worst.
Okay. As you see, these are different adjectives. You don't forget the principal rules with the chain, with the adjectives for comparisons and superlative. Continue with the next exercise. Okay, if you don't wanna write, okay. If you wanna practice is a conversation, is talk here and later is a different statements. For example, which country is a smaller, Monaco or Vatican City? Which waterfall is higher, Niagara Falls or Victoria Falls? Which city is more crowded, Hong Kong or Cairo? Which lake is larger, Lake Michigan or Lake Baikal? Which the highest, Mount Aconcagua, Mount Everest or Mount Fuji? What's the largest river in the Americas, the Mississippi, the Colorado, or the Amazon? Which city is the most expensive, London, Tokyo, or Moscow? What's the best ocean in the world, the Pacific, the Atlantic, or the Arctic? Okay, continue with the next page. Question of choice.
Page 94. Exercise 4. Pronunciation. Questions of choice. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice how the intonation in questions of choice drops, then rises, and then drops again.
Which city is more crowded, Hong Kong or Cairo?
Which city is the most expensive, London, Tokyo, or Moscow?
Okay, is the pronunciation, which city is more crowded, Hong Kong or Cairo? Which city is the most expensive, London, Tokyo, or Moscow? From my point of view, it's more expensive, Moscow. What city is more crowded? Hong Kong, from my point of view. But continue with the exercise B. Take the turns asking this question. Pay attention to your intonation. Do you know the answer? Which desert is bigger, the Gobi or Atacama? Well, from my point of view, Gobi. Which city is higher, Bogota or La Paz? In my opinion, La Paz. Which ocean is the smallest, the Arctic, the Indian, or the Atlantic? In addition, the Arctic. The mountains are the highest, the Andes, the Rockies, or the Himalayas. I suppose the Himalayas. Okay, the speaking traveler tips. Imagine these people are planning to visit to your country. What would they enjoy doing? Agree or recommendation for each person. Hannah, is like all kinds outdoor activities, especially hiking and bike riding. I can stand crowded and polluted city. Neil, I enjoy visiting museums, trying local food and shopping at the small store. I don't like boring tourist places. Sammy, I love nightlife. My favorite activity is going dancing and meeting new people. I really don't like small towns. Well, if you come to visit me, okay, you visit is the principal breed coral, chachalacas, breed coral. Maybe you go to travel for the river is the principal attraction. For example, you visit crocodiles, turtles, chitmuns, and pelicans in another auction. And try the principal drink is a torito, the different flavors for the river. And besides the dunes. Okay. In another attraction is the archaeological zone, Zempoala, thermal water, Actopan, and Tinajas, or you visit Veracruz border. Is I had a different option you visit in Veracruz. Okay, continue with the next exercise 6. Quiz show.
Page 94. Exercise 6. Listening. Quiz show. Listen to 3 people on a TV quiz show. Check the correct answers.
Our contestants this evening are Joshua, Rachel, and Andrew. And now, contestants, let's get right to our first question. Question number 1. Which is the oldest? The Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, or the Panama Canal? Joshua?
I think the Statue of Liberty is the oldest. I'm pretty sure they built the Eiffel Tower and the Panama Canal later.
That's correct. Question number 2. What is the tallest waterfall in the world? Is it Niagara Falls, Angel Falls, or Victoria Falls? Rachel.
Angel Falls is the highest. It's over 1,000 meters high.
That's right. Question number 3. Which is the heaviest? A pound of gold, a pound of butter, or a pound of feathers? Andrew?
They all weigh the same.
Yes. Question number 4. Which of the world's oceans is the smallest? The Southern Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, or the Indian Ocean? Nobody knows? Does anybody want to guess? Joshua.
The Indian Ocean is the smallest.
No, sorry.
Oh, shoot!
Andrew.
The Arctic Ocean is the smallest.
Correct. Question number 5. Which city has the largest population? Seoul, Sao Paulo, or Mexico City? Rachel.
Sao Paulo has the largest population.
Very good. Question number 6. Which continent is the driest? Meaning, which gets the least rain? Africa, Antarctica, or Australia? Rachel.
Antarctica is the driest of the three.
That's right. Okay, contestants, the winner is...
If you want to change this answer, you touch here and display this answer. Okay, continue with the next page. A surprising facts. The hottest place in the world is Death Valley, California. The temperature there has reached 100°4 Fahrenheit or 56.7 cents. Antarctic is the largest desert on Earth. It is 5 pounds 4 million square miles, or 40 million square kilometers. It's also the coldest, windiest continent. NCS in the world's most watched TV shows. Over 50 million people across the world had watched it. The largest cat in the world is the Siberian tiger at 700 pounds or 320 kilos. It is bigger than a lion. France is the most popular country to visit. It gets over 80 million visitors a year. The highest price for a car and the auction was used over 38 million for 1962 Ferrari. The auction happened in 2014. The best-selling music albums for all the time is the Michael Jackson Thriller. The 1982 album has sold around 65 million copies. The planet is our solar system with the most moons, 67 total is Jupiter, the largest one. Ganymede is the next largest object in the solar system. Which facts do you find surprise? Well, from my point of view, is the Michael Jackson. What are some facts about in your country? I don't know. Maybe you can check with the geography in the Principal Munich. The most popular city or to visit, well, from my point of view, is Veracruz or Jalapa. Maybe you can to visit, or principal attraction is Veracruz, Tajín, Techalacas, for the dunes, and the different thermal water. Continue with the conversation 9. That's freezing.
Page 95. Exercise 9. Conversation. That's freezing.
That's freezing.
Part A. Listen and practice.
Hi, Lily. You're from Canada, right? I'm going to Toronto in January.
Actually, I'm from the US, but I went to school in Toronto. Winter there can be pretty cold.
Hi, Lily. You're from Canada, right? I'm going to Toronto in January. Actually, I'm from the US, but I went to school in Toronto. Winter there can be pretty cold.
How cold is it on average?
How cold is it on average?
I think the average in January is around 20 degrees or maybe 25 degrees.
I think the average in January is around 20 degrees or maybe 25 degrees.
25 degrees? But that's warm.
25 degrees, but that's warm.
25 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about -3 or 4 Celsius.
25 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about -3 or 5 or 4 Celsius.
-3 or 4? That's freezing.
-3 or 4. That's freezing.
Oh, come on. That's not so cold. At least not where I'm from.
Really?
Oh, come on. That's not so cold. At least not where I'm from.
Where are you from?
Really? Where are you from?
Well, I live in Fairbanks, Alaska,
I live in Fairbanks, Alaska,
around 3,000 miles from Toronto.
around 3,000 miles from Toronto.
That's, let me check on my phone.
Oh, let me check my phone.
Yes, that's about 4,800 kilometers.
Yes, that's about 4,800 kilometers.
Wow. So is it colder than Toronto?
Wow, it's so colder than Toronto.
It's much colder than Toronto.
It's more colder than Toronto.
It's the coldest city in the United States.
It's the coldest city in the United States.
Page 95.
Continue
Exercise
with exercise
9.
B.
Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. Is Fairbanks a small town? What else does Lily say about it?
Tell me a little more about Fairbanks, Lily.
Well, it's one of the biggest cities in Alaska. We have a large university, the University of Alaska Fairbanks. And the people there love ice hockey.
I can imagine. What other winter sports are there?
Well, there's good skiing in Fairbanks. Lots of people go there to ski.
Cool. I really like skiing.
And in the summer, there's the famous Midnight Sun baseball game. In June, it's still sunny at midnight.
Wow, sun at midnight? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. Also, you should definitely try to see the northern lights between August and April.
I'd love to do that. That sounds so beautiful.
So, that's Fairbanks. But don't forget the low temperatures.
You know, Fairbanks sounds perfect. I think I should spend a month there. Well, maybe not in January.
Okay, in my opinion, is the Fairbanks is a small town. What else does Lily say about it? Is the Fairbanks a small town? No. What else does Lily say about it? Fairbanks is once the biggest city in Alaska. She mentions the University of Alaska Fairbanks, was jockey, skiing, the midnight sun baseball game, and the northern lights and the low temperatures. If you want to check this answer, continue with the next page.
Page 96. Exercise 10. Grammar focus. Questions with how.
How cold is Toronto in the winter?
It gets down to minus 25 degrees Celsius, minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit.
How hot is Fairbanks in the summer?
It gets up to about 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
How far is Toronto from Fairbanks?
It's about 4,800 kilometers, 3,000 miles.
How big is Seoul?
It's 605 square kilometers, 233.6 square miles.
How high is Mount Everest?
It's 8,848 meters high, 29,028 feet.
How long is the Mississippi River?
It's about 3,700 kilometers long, 2,300 miles.
How deep is the Grand Canyon?
It's about 1,828 meters deep, 6,000 feet.
Okay, if you want to practice with this exercise, repeat again. How cold is Toronto in the winter? It gets down to minus 25 Celsius. How hot is the Fairbanks in the summer? It gets up about 20 degrees Celsius. How far is Toronto from Fairbanks? It's about 4,800 kilometers. How big is Seoul? It's 605 square kilometers. How high is the Mount Everest? It's 8,848 meters high. How long is the Mississippi River? It's about 3,700 kilometers long. How deep is the Grand Canyon? It's about 1,828 meters deep. Okay, continue with the next exercise. Well, it's a touch here, a display, this is a different question. And this exercise, for me, is more easy when you practice conversation. Well, the writing is really necessary, but when you had a study, but in the principal attraction, this here is the practice conversation. How high is the Niagara Falls? Niagara Falls is 52 meters or 170 feet high. How big is California? California is about 400,000, 23,000. 423,970 square kilometers, or 163,670 square miles. How long is the night? The night is 6,670 kilometers. How far is Osaka from Tokyo? Osaka is about 500 kilometers. How hot is Mexico City in the summer? The Mexico City gets up to about 28 degrees Celsius in the summer. With the articles about the place in your country or in another country, what do you think tourists would you like to visit? Describe the place from the list. Well, the principal attraction this here in my zone is a beach. A beach is the Chachalacas Beach, is the principal attraction. I repeat this auction. For example, is the Red Coral and visit the river for the principal or visit the dunes. Is wonderful this place because it's a attraction for the truck or the motorcycle or the four-cycle, or is the snorkeling with the red coral, or travel for the river. Is the mountain with the banana. And you should try this different Doritos in Chachalacas. Okay, continue with the next exercise. Excuse me, I forget these principal articles. What the most interesting things to see in Brazil is a place where two rivers meet, back don't mix. There are the wild Solomais rivers on the Black Negro rivers. They flow next to each other for 6 kilometers. It's the Amazon state, but the colors on the water don't mix because of the different temperatures. And speak the Solomais rivers is the faster and colder than the Negro rivers, and after several kilometers. And the two rivers become part on the lower Amazon's rivers. Okay, here's the cleanest places. Lake de Vostok, Antarctic. About the 4 kilometers under the large area on the ice in the Antarctic, there's a lake named the Lake Vostok. It covers 15,690 square kilometers on east and east for 800 meters. This is the some place like Vostok in the prehistoric millions of the years old, but only 1956 is the one the event It's exciting. It's a fresh water lake and his big and hidden from sunlight in the for 15 million years. At the means, as the water is some on the cleanest, purest water on Earth, country in Australia. We all know that the air population is a problem all around the world. So where do you go if you want to really clean air? Well, the cat brain is Tasmania. Australia is probably the best idea. Cat brain as the cleanest air on Earth. Key Green also has a beautiful clean water. Why is this wind special winds called? The rolling forests cross the Southern Ocean, they bringing with the wonderful clean water and air. In fact, in the Key Green, people are allowed to put rainwater into the bottles and they sell it. That's how clean it is. Singapore, the tiny island in the Singapore, has the population of about 5.7 million people. It also has the very strict rules about the ways its people behave. Singapore is the one the cleanest city on the planet because of the rules. People are not allowed to chew gum unless in the front a doctor and use the chewing gum has to go in the trash can. That means that you don't find gum on the sidewalks. In fact, no one drugs trash in the street. There are the biggest big fines for the people who don't respect the rules. To most people are happy to keep their city clean and healthy. Okay, continue with the next exercise. The principal answer. Okay, when did the people discover Lake Boston? People discovered Lake Boston in 1956. How long has Lake Boston been hidden? It's been hidden for 15 million years. Has two kings in the Cave Brim, famous for its clean air and water. As the main reason that the Cave Brim is so clean. The roaring forest bring clean air and water. About how many people live in Singapore? About the 5.7 million people live in Singapore. What happens when people break the rules in Singapore? They have to pay fines. Okay, I finished with this unit. I wait you like my video. If you need to take the class with me, you call me on 296-119-166. Repeat again. If you need to take in a course online in English, you call me on 296-119-1626. That's to say en Spanish. Si ustedes necesitan clases, you call me. Pueden llamarme al 296-119-1626. Is my number. Bye bye, take care. Espero que les haya gustado. And continue with the other video in the next week. Bye bye, take care.